TPS reports. We're here, ladies and gentlemen. Show number 9 for the year. I'm Justin. That's Chris. And we got Joshua Padron coming live to us from his house. We had a fun tournament, Break Time Billiards in Cary, North Carolina. Josh, how often do you go to Break Time in Cary?
These days I don't go often at all.
Okay.
But that used to be my spot when I used to live in Cary. Now that I'm in North Raleigh, last couple of years, almost very seldom. So I'm happy to go back to my old stomping ground.
Yeah, dude, it's a fun tournament. It's the first time I've been there since pre-COVID. BC, as I like to call it, before COVID. First time I've been there since then. Yeah. Chris, this was your very first trip to Break Time. So let's go ahead and get your quick thoughts on what you thought of the venue.
I love the venue. I thought it was great. The food was absolutely great. Amazing.
Yes.
I mean, I know you. So I thought the equipment was well maintained. I like the speed of the tables. They played a little closer to what I'm used to at home, a little slower, not too fast.
I did hear you say that.
Yeah. So I was all around, and I felt like I played okay. I'd definitely be back 100%. I think the only complaint I might have is that the tables are a little close together. But that wasn't even really a big issue. So all around, I thought it was a positive experience.
Yes, I think we all had fun. It turned into the very first 32-man field that became a 2-day event. And Josh, you actually joined us the second day, did some commentary for the finals. What did you think about the tournament as a whole? Do you think it went well?
Yeah, I think it only lasted 2 days because some of the newer players. And then I would think a little bit of the conditions too. I think they were a little more missed balls than usual, and that probably dragged it out. And there was a lot of matches that went hill as well, like hill on the third set.
I feel like we had 3 or 4 matches where all 3 sets went hill. Josh, you even had a match like that where all three sets went hill. You also, in the weird way that the bracket worked, I think you played like 3 straight matches on one table.
That was the only available table, right? I didn't have no break.
No,
either 3 or 4 matches. Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, so hopefully that was your favorite table there. Hopefully,
there was more space.
Yeah,
that was table 2, so there was a little more space. Yeah,
it was definitely. I like the setup a lot. I like the place. I was very happy that we got to go there. Tony, who played in the tournament, did a wonderful job of bringing us in. Yeah, of hosting. Yes. Did a great job. Let me go ahead and thank our sponsors here really quick before we move on a little bit with the tournament here. Deadstroke Media, Pat Dixon, we missed you. Definitely missed you because we did have some technical difficulties. Inkwell Design, JC Riggs made another great trophy. Sadly, none of us 3 got to walk away with it. Portico Licensed General Contractors, Corey Shimtov, thank you so much, my friend. Fast Action Billiards, we'll be talking about a tournament coming up there later on in the show. TKO Custom Cues, Supreme Cues. Sean B couldn't make it this time. I don't know what exactly happened, but hopefully he's doing all right. Barry McDonald at Ameris Bank Mortgage Banker. Barry played. Always nice to see him. Very nice to see a Charlotte guy drive up and play. The Roundabout Grill, great spot to grab breakfast and lunch. And Pool Doctors, Josh Mullenix, thank you so much. Hopefully we see him play another tournament soon. So thank you all to our sponsors, by the way. Now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about this 9-ball open that we had at break time. $1,000 added, 32 players. We did have a full field. Let's get Josh's reaction first because a lot of those players were local players, a lot of first timers. We had 13 players play for the first time this year. So we had 13 new players added to the pool series list. Josh, what did you
just up to now?
Say what?
What are we up to now?
We're at 140, around 140.
Okay.
Yeah, so 100.
Added like 10% almost to the.
Yep. Yeah, 13 is the most that we've had in one tournament since I believe the third tournament of the year, which was One Pocket. So this was the most that we had since then. But yeah, Josh, what did you think about the player field, man? You knew probably more of the players than I did, being local up there, because there was a few players I had never seen or heard from. What did you just think about the players? Let's go into the tournament.
I mean, most of the players that I expected to show up did show up. We always talk about some of the strongest fields when you come here to Raleigh. Obviously, the ones that brass taps are probably bar none the strongest fields we've had so far. But this one was, even though Mike did win and he was kind of the favorite, there were a lot of players that probably were a little bit unknown to the pool series that were year below that actually had like a really good chance. So on a weird way, this was actually a pretty strong field too.
Yeah, I feel like this was like a really strong field. It was just maybe some of us didn't know who some of the players were from not being in that area. Chris, when you walked in, you said that you only knew like 4 people there. So
Yeah.
what did you kind of think? Like, what was your thoughts going into the tournament?
Yeah. So, I mean, I kind of like going into a tournament where I don't know who a lot of the players are. It kind of gives a little bit of a anonymous factor to it, and you don't have to worry about who you're playing. Like, you're playing Mike Davis, or you're playing, whoever. So you can kind of take that element out of the picture. Now, sadly, I didn't get to play anybody. I didn't really know who they were. But I thought it was great for so many new people to show up and get their face on the pool series. And I'm just kind of lamenting on the picture taking that I did to try and figure out who's who, and I try and get 2 of everybody, and I actually go through and I name all the player, like all the pictures, so I can get a kind of collective sense of who I have pictures of. And so that's going to be a nightmare for me, but but other than that, I thought it was great. I thought it was great to see so many new faces to the game.
Yeah, I mean, I only played 2 matches, but I didn't get to play anybody that I didn't know either. So that was a little bit of a bummer. Josh, did you play anybody that you didn't know or hadn't played before?
Yeah, I think when I was on the loser side, there were friends maybe of Plummer.
Oh yeah, you played Chuck Miller or Billy Hines?
Yeah. I think I might have seen one of them before, but I don't think I've never didn't really know them at all. Yeah, Billy Hines and Chuck Miller.
Yeah, both seem like really nice guys. I think
super nice guys. Yeah.
Yeah, Chuck is actually going to come and play another one of our tournaments pretty soon. So he really enjoyed his day, which is always nice to see that when we get new players that they automatically are like, go ahead and sign me up for another one. We had a couple people in this tournament. Eric Ewing also signed up for another tournament. Michael Johnson is coming back again soon.
Michael Johnson, right.
Yeah, so that's really awesome. We did pay out $4,170, by the way. 32-player field, $4,170. Paid out the top 8 players in the tournament. We're going to go ahead and dive into those top 8 players here, guys. First and foremost, the winner of the tournament, his 5th win of the year. 5 out of 9 times he has walked away with this trophy now. His 744 Fargo probably should be a little higher if it was just what he does on the pool series. But Mike Davis with another victory. I'm going to go ahead and get Josh's thoughts first because you were there for the finals. And, you were pretty much there the whole time on Saturday as well. What did you think about Mike's performance? I feel like on stream, his matches on stream, I feel like he played perfect pretty much. But what did you think about Mike in his tournament?
Yeah, I mean, he had another great tournament. I think the fact that he's had so many wins on the pool series, you might be playing the same people, but just the fact that the name's different, he's got a little more confidence, and he's also been trying to, because he said it himself, super lock in the first place for the year. So I think his confidence level playing this is super high. And I think he played probably a little bit better than his average for what I've seen, lately. So yeah, he deserves it. I
think I posted the points standings earlier. I don't know if you saw, but he probably already has first place locked up.
Dude. He's gotta break an arm and then somebody go into a heater or something. It's gonna be some black swan event, basically.
Yeah, he is the only player to play all 9 events, though, so he's got that going for him. Chris, what do you think?
I was wondering that.
Yeah, he's the only player to play all 9. I think Chris is next closest, Chris, because you've only missed 1, right?
I've only missed 1, and so far, and I'm about to miss the next 2, which sucks. But I think by my calculations, for me to beat Mike, he'd have to break an arm, and then I'd have to play. Just participate in 1,000 tournaments for me to actually get above right now. I think that's a roundabout. But no, I I'm never going to bet against Mike. I think early on we did that first poll, and I think I pinged Ronaldo win the 8-ball tournament, and Mike ended up winning it. I was like, I'm never betting against Mike again. So Mike's a great guy, and so I can't stress enough how excited I am to see him win. And he's helped me a lot. And by the way, he gives lessons, which is he's really good at. So
yeah.
So I was excited to see him win, and I was sad that I tuned in too late to see the match because I didn't realize it carried over till Sunday. And I saw that there was a match going on. I was like, "What's going on?" So Sunday, and then they were interviewing him because he had just won. I was like, "Damn!" Congrats to him.
I will say he only lost one set the whole day or the whole weekend, and that was to Brian Plummer. So congrats to Brian Plummer on being the only one to get a set off of Mike Davis. I mean, he beats Jazz in 2 sets. He beat Adam Bryan, who got 3rd place in 2 sets. Beat Greg Kane twice in 2 sets. So, I mean, Josh, how impressive is it to you when somebody wins this tournament and only loses 1 set the whole way?
I mean, the only other person I can think of was Josh Roberts. Yeah, he did kind of like that, right?
I think he lost 1 set.
I don't even know if Guama has done it.
No. Guama, the first time, I think he had 3 matches go to the 3rd set. And then the other time he won the tournament, he actually lost a match to Jazz. So,
right.
Yeah. So, Guama.
Last time, I should have beat him. I shot at the winning ball on the 3rd set, hill, and I missed it. So, I know he did lose a set there for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, well, Guama didn't even win the tournament last time we were up there. He got 2nd place.
That's right. Josh did. Right.
And I think Josh only lost 1 set that whole day. I think that was to Guama the first time they played early in the tournament.
So Mike and then Josh are the only ones you can think of that have won it in 1 set or less?
I believe so, yeah. Is off the top of my head, yeah. Which is
maybe has BJ done it?
BJ's only won 1 of my tournaments, and that was the Tour Championship last year. Yeah, and I think I'm pretty sure he lost a set in that tournament to Hunter, I'm pretty sure. I might have to go back and relook, but yeah, that's the only tournament that BJ's won, though. Actually, I take it back. I think that Francisco Diaz
might have won.
I think he might have not lost a set at all
when we were at
Fast Action this year.
That's fair.
Yeah, feel like So either way, Mike Davis with another trophy. And like you said, we have a post-tournament interview with him, and me and Josh were lucky enough to have Mike's presence with us at dinner after the tournament was over.
Nice.
So
very good.
Yeah, fantastic.
I missed out.
Yeah, fantastic. PF Chains, is that what it was?
Yeah, that's where we went.
Yeah, great place. Let's move on to the
good old time.
It was a great time. I always love hanging out with you guys. 2nd place in this tournament, the silver trophy. Greg Kane getting 2nd place. He has now cashed twice in 2 events on the pool series. He's 2 for 2, 100%. He's batting 100% right now. Josh, you know Greg a little better than both of us, or you've seen him play or played him more than both of us. So, I mean, are you surprised at all that Greg battled through and got 2nd place in this tournament?
I only have a few words to say. I bought him on the Calcutta.
Well, enough said. Yeah,
enough said, boys.
Definitely enough said right there. That was
no,
perfect.
But I mean, like, I did play him once, and I could tell he plays good, and I knew there was good buy, and then on top of that, you got to add the fact that that's what he plays all the time, every single week. So, that kind of makes sense too. On top of that, and I know he was trying to win it as well.
Yeah, he definitely played good. I feel like. I take that back. I'm not even sure if he played good. I feel like he struggled a lot compared to how
he did. He did. I mean, if we gotta be honest, he had a couple good matches, but I did because he played next to me in a few matches, and he had a good draw as well, so that kind of helped out. But he did get better as as kind of like his matches went on. I think the match with John Mowen, Justin's dad, I think he struggled on that one pretty good. I think he almost could have lost that match. I mean, I know it went on the third set, but I don't know if he went heel or it was close because they played on table 1 while I was playing on table 2.
It took a long time as well, an hour and 45 minutes.
An hour, yeah. I mean, I saw it. And then I only saw the score, but that was on the TV table against Tyler. How did he play against Tyler? Because I was only keeping up on the score on that one.
Yeah, actually, that I think might have been his best match was against
Really?
Tyler.
Okay.
I think he played. That was about how I expected Greg to play the whole tournament. And then his match with Adam Bryan to get back to the finals, Adam could have beat him as well. Greg really struggled in that match, and Adam kind of struggled as well. So Greg, it sounds like Greg easily could have lost a couple of these matches that he squeaked out a win in.
I mean, that's gonna happen on this format. You know, you gotta play good, get lucky, and sometimes you also get lucky that you get a good draw or that your opponent plays worse. I mean, but it's how since it's even, we kind of want to have a little bit of variance. So I think it's a good thing. I'm looking here his match history and for Greg, and let me see the performance because he would have had like a perfect. What's going on here? Stats or performance. I mean, he since he won 2-0 a bunch of sets, he had like a performance of 940 for a while. But then those losses to Mike Davis, and then the set that he lost against Adam, he put him at. He went down to a 592 performance.
Yeah, 592.
So he went from really high to really low. And that's thanks to the variance in a very short period of time.
Yeah, it's 654 Fargo. Chris, was that the first time you've met Greg?
I've seen him at a few other tournaments.
Okay. One other.
Okay. Well, I think I've seen him in some other local stuff, but I don't know. I've never really watched him play, so I wouldn't really have much of a opinion on his performance.
Gotcha. Super nice guy, except he declined to go eat lunch with us out of the tournament, even though second place was supposed to pay for dinner.
Wow.
Yeah, just kidding.
That's right. Yeah. Hey, Greg, stop with excuses, buddy.
No, Greg's a great guy. He's talking about coming to play in more of our tournaments as well. He wants to get
He should.
Yeah,
he should for sure.
Yeah. Let's move on to third place here. Adam Bryan. And my note, so I wrote notes, for all of the cash players. My notes for Adam Bryan, I have 2 words. Who and shocker. Because I feel like he went for $20 in the Calcutta. Who is he? And this was definitely the biggest shocker, I think, out of all the cash players. And the fact that he got third, even more of a shocker. But after watching him play, I think he definitely deserves third place. He plays super good. I think he plays super smooth.
Got a good tempo as well.
Yeah, great tempo. Really thinks out the shots. I never really saw him go for a bad shot. I saw him play like 3 matches on the stream, and I never once saw him go for a shot where I was like, what was that? Like, every shot he went for, I feel like was the right shot. He just happened to miss a couple. But, I mean, shout out to Adam. Good job, buddy. I always kind of root for the underdog, and I felt like he was the underdog, especially as this tournament was grinding down. So good job, Adam. Chris, you got any thoughts on Adam Bryan?
I feel like I'm dead weight here.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good.
I have no, and can we pull up his matches? Let's see. He, I want to say I know that he was.
He beat Jamie Hackney, then he beat Scott Roberts.
Yeah, he was the one that played
twice.
Okay.
Yeah, he plays Dustin.
He played Dustin right after my match, and from what I understand, actually, I did talk with my wife a little bit about that, and she said that he was playing very well. So I'd like to go back and watch that match on the stream. I think that was a stream match.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I'll check that out. But yeah, man, kudos to him. We got $20. Yep. I could only hope.
I mean, he beat some good players. He beat Dustin Wiley. He beats Jazz. He beat Scott Roberts twice. I mean, Scott Roberts loses to one guy in this tournament, and it was to Adam Bryan twice. I mean, obviously the kid's good. He has no Fargo. He's a newbie we popped his cherry for Fargo. Josh, what do you think his Fargo should be?
I've seen him play a few times. I will think on average, I mean, I think now that he performed so good, um, it's probably going to be on the higher end.
Yeah.
But I think if you average it out 645, 650.
That seems about right. I agree with that.
Yeah.
It's probably gonna, after this being like his first tournament though, it wouldn't surprise me if it's 700.
Oh, it might be. Well, there's no performance. The thing is that, where is he at? I just lost him. I was looking at a different player.
No, his home location is the Green Room in Durham.
Right, Durham. See, 940, 803. I mean, yeah, the fact that he beat Scott twice, that's gonna help him out a lot.
And Jazz.
And then Jazz as well. Yeah, I mean, obviously, how many games did he play? So 17 games. He's gonna have 17 games, so he's not gonna be established, but it's gonna have like an unrated of like probably like 780, to be honest with you.
I mean,
but it's only over 17 games, you know, so he'll still need like 180 more to actually be a rated player, you know.
Yeah, but you know, even after 17 games or whatever, if my Fargo was 780, I would still have that as my Facebook status, I think.
Right. You know, it's funny, like when you go into the Fargo app and you can like sort by North Carolina and then see like who the highest ones, right? And then I think Jesus is number one at like 780 or 782, something like that. But there's an option there that you can do, like select the unrated players, you know, the ones that have less than 200 games.
Yeah.
And then you see some wild stuff there. So I think he might actually be number one if you select the option for the unrated players. He might actually show up.
Check that out.
Hey, I'm rooting for him to be number one just so we can say that a pool series player is number one.
No, good job. Fargo rated player in North Carolina.
Yeah. So you say you see Adam play like.
I think he plays more like APA stuff. Like I think I've seen him from playing maybe the U.S. amateurs. Okay. I've seen him play on like one or two other tournaments, like a brass tabs. You know, my memory fades on the actual stuff. I'm pretty sure he's played like the U.S. amateurs.
Gotcha.
And so I know I've seen him play a few times. He's been around for years though.
Oh, I got you. Okay, first time I've ever met him or talked to him, anything. Obviously, he was representing the Green Room with his shirt, and that's where he plays. I've never been there either. Josh, what's that place like? You been there?
Yeah, I've been there a couple of times. The owner is super nice, and he's like willing to pull in one pocket. He used to support the Beasley a lot.
Nice.
He's gone to the Derby City a couple times. So yeah,
nice. Definitely a place that I should check out. There's a bunch of places up in that area we need to check out.
Right.
I told you we stopped by the Oak Room, the new pool hall. We stopped by there Sunday on the way home.
Last night, right? Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty nice, really nice.
Very nice pool.
Very nice. It's not that big, I think, but I like the setup. The tables look nice. Great atmosphere. A lot of TVs, which is always good because I like to watch TV while I'm sitting down watching my opponent run out, you know? So, yeah, I think, the Oak Room, great place. A lot of good places up there. Let's move on to the fourth place finisher now. Fourth place, a guy that's played in 4 tournaments this year and the guy that's cashed 4 times this year. So also batting 100%. Jazz McConney loses his first round, grinds all the way through, gets 4th place. And in that first round, he played Mike Davis to start with. Mike Davis break and runs the first rack, and Jazz had no chance from there. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, Mike showed that he's the better player, and Jazz is a great player. So that tells you how good Mike played. But Jazz literally goes on a run where he doesn't lose another set. He wins 1, 2, 3. He wins 4 matches in a row without losing a set. Then kind of fades out there at the end. He does beat Tyler Chappell, ends up losing to Adam Bryan on the stream.
That can't be the right duration.
No. Pay no attention to that.
Okay.
Yeah. We had that was at the end of the night. We had technical difficulty there. Technical difficulty. Did not take them 3.5 hours. Chris, what do you think about Jazz and his performance, man? I mean, you've seen him now at a few different tournaments. I mean, how good is this kid, and how great's he going to be, and how good did he play here to win 4 straight matches without losing a set?
I can't say enough about Jazz because not only is he a good player, he's just a good dude in general. He's very, personable, and not, doesn't have that typical behavior of, shunning you off or, being any kind of way. So I really respect that about people when they, they're talkative. And so first time I saw Jazz was a couple years ago, I believe, when they were at the old place where his father first break time, and he was just in there just having a great time. You could just tell he really enjoys the sport. So I really like this for him. I think the more he plays, the better it's going to be. And so it looks like he did go on a tear. Having to lose that first match, put you in a grind to get through the losers bracket. So just proud of the guy in general. So he's done good.
Josh, are you surprised at all that Jazz finished fourth place?
No, I'm not surprised I finished fourth place. Maybe a little surprised on this particular event. It shows that he just grinded out because I think he was also not feeling it. He was not necessarily in stroke. I think the only match maybe that he played that I felt like from what I watched, and you don't watch every single shot, but yeah. I think the match against Diego is the one that he probably played his best. I think against Mike, Mike played great, but Jazz also missed, quite a few opportunities against Mike that he could have changed that match. And I think, he just decided to grind it out, and that's what he did. But and it makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know how he did against Tyler. I think I never saw that match, but I heard that Tyler maybe should have or could have had that match too. It went heel. I don't know what happened there, but it counts. Fourth place with the amount of good players that he had to play. That means that he's only not going to finish high when he's feeling good and playing good, but he's also going to grind it out when you're not feeling good. So I think it's great, a great showing for him.
Yeah, this was out of the 4 events that he's played this year. He's cashing all 4. This was probably my most. To me, this is the one that impressed me the most, just because he lost his first one and grinded through. The other ones, he's always kind of gotten to near the finish of the winner's side.
Right, because he was playing good. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was really interested to see how he would do after losing to Mike first round. And like I said, losing the way that he did, because it wasn't like that match was really close. Like Mike beats him in 2 sets. So I think for him to come back through was very impressive. And like you said, the match with Tyler, Tyler did have chances. I think maybe he was a little distracted. There was some other stuff going on at that point in time. Josh, you weren't there for it, but,
I heard all about it.
Yeah. So, maybe Tyler wasn't 100% focused in that match, but I'm not going to take anything away from Jazz. Still got to play good to beat somebody like Tyler Chappell. So,
yeah.
Exactly.
I know what it feels like. Not the last time you were at Brasta, but the time before that, I basically had the same exact path that he had. I lost my first match and I had to grind it out into fourth place. And I know how hard it is to just do what he did. And then, he probably ran out of gas when he played Adam, or maybe Adam played that good. I don't know.
I think it was a little. I think Adam played really good, but you could also tell Jazz at that point was kind of fading a little bit. I feel like,
right. It's hard.
Yeah, honestly, I felt like Jazz was fading when he played Brian Plummer before he even played Tyler. I felt like Jazz was starting.
To be honest, if we're going to be 100% honest here, Brian should have won that match.
Yes.
The able that Brian, we were talking on Facebook earlier today. Brian has a little group in there. Shout out to his Triangle group on Facebook. That able that he missed, Jazz was dead on the water, and he hung it in the pocket. And then he was able to, exactly. Yeah, that able was almost unmissable.
Yep. Last thing on Jazz, Chris.
Yeah.
Do you think Jazz wins one of our trophies this year?
Oh, 100%. I would, I would definitely think that he can take one of these tournaments.
Good.
He's definitely I think he's got what it takes to win one of these, 100%.
I do as well, definitely. Fifth place, we had a pool series newbie, not a newbie to the pool scene and not a newbie to that area either. Tyler Chappell getting 5th place, second highest player in the Calcutta, so came up a little short, but Tyler's a great player, super nice guy. That's really the first time I've ever actually really talked to him, honestly. I've played him a couple of times in years past, He's beaten me a couple of times in years past. But to see Tyler get fifth, I thought was pretty awesome. And I definitely saw how good he is. And I feel like if he played in more of these events, he could probably definitely win. Josh, you know Tyler, I feel like probably pretty well. So,
yeah.
I mean, what did you think? What was your expectations for him coming into the tournament? Was he like one of the guys where you were like, that could be the winner?
Again, I ended up getting a piece of the Calcutta, so I got myself, Craig, and Tyler. So that was kind of my bets in there for the tournament. Tyler, he's got a super high gear. When he's feeling it, he's got a super, super high gear. It's kind of unbelievable. I know from the beginning he was not feeling it because we were talking, and before the tournament started, he was not feeling it. So the fact that he finished fifth place, not feeling it from even before the tournament started, that kind of shows that how good of a player he is.
For sure, absolutely. And you could kind of tell too. Like I feel like maybe he kind of faded as the night went on too. Like, and then one of his losses was to Greg Kane, and I felt like that was probably Greg's best match. Chris, did you get to see Tyler play at all?
I did not.
No,
Dead in the water again.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Super good player though. Highly recommend going back, and he was on the stream, maybe watching, or just he's probably got other matches on YouTube, honestly, because he's finished pretty high up in other tournaments. I mean, Josh, has he won any of the big tournaments up that way?
He won the very first tournament at break time, at the new break time, Jazz's dad's place, Sonny's place.
Okay.
That was a big tournament. It was like 80 people or something like that.
Oh, wow.
He won that, I think like a few weeks ago. I think that actually shut up he played pretty good, and I think his Fargo went from, I think it was like a 690 or something like that to like a 704 or something like that. So for it to go 14 points or something like that in one tournament,
wow.
It kind of shows how good he played on that tournament. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really impressive right there. The other fifth place finisher was another guy that was probably considered a favorite to win the tournament. I think you would have put him in the hat. Scott Roberts finished in fifth place. Scott's played before in our tour last year. This is the first time this year. So he was one of the 13 newbies this year. Welcome to the point standing, Scott. I think Scott, anytime he shows up to a tournament, I feel like he's one of the favorites to win. I don't know how you guys feel. Chris got to play him. So, I mean, Chris, was he playing good?
I have some skin in this game.
Yeah.
So, I will say we kind of started off a little slow with each other. And I was able to take the first set pretty decisively. And then he came back and won the second set, and we went to a third set. And that third set, I mean, it was like a whole different person. I will just say he just like, it was like, oh, wow, maybe because that was the first time I had ever played him. So he really turned it on that third set and played, I think the last game probably as perfect as he could have ever played it. So he really showed me something there. And so kudos to him for taking that one. I thought I was actually going to maybe take that second set, but I dogged a pretty easy run out and let him have that set. So, or I want to say I let him have it, but he came back and won that second set. So put himself back into contention. Third set just kind of went all his way, and so good for him.
So after he plays you, Chris, he goes on and beats Rico, one of our commentary buddies. Rico shot at the 8-ball to win the match. Hill third set. Yeah, Josh saw it. Yeah, tough break for Rico. Then Scott gets to play Josh. Scott pulls out the W there. I'm going to go ahead and pat myself on the back. I'm the only one of the three of us not to lose to Scott. So good job, Justin. Thank you. Josh, you had a pretty interesting match with Scott, though.
Yeah. I mean, I think Scott made it, just being honest, I think he made it this high. He's a little bit underrated because he plays so good. Maybe he's more well-known, I think, like in Virginia, but I think like you don't hear his name that much here in North Carolina.
No.
But I think undeservedly so because he plays pretty good. But I want to say out of all the times I've seen Scott play a lot, this was probably the worst performance that I've seen him out of all the times. And I think he was, again, him and I warm up together, and I don't think he was feeling it too. I think he had just changed his tip, and he was kind of like, he was just feeling a little bit off. Happens to all of us. So the fact that he was able to make 5th, 6th, it shows. I think he was able to pull a lot of wins too through experience and good decision making, because he makes really good decision making. So even when you're off, if you make good decisions making, you're giving yourself a chance.
Yes,
he was also dealing with some shoulder problems that we kind of a little bit in the big and during our match. So that probably also factored into his play considerably.
I mean, it happens to all of us, so it's not, but yeah, I've seen him play a lot better than he did this time around. Yeah, and I'm sure that's gonna fire him up for next time, because I mean that's what it does to me when I play bad.
I hope he comes back and plays again soon. That's 2 straight cashes that he's played in of our tournaments where he's cashed. Yeah, I agree with you though. I don't think he played anywhere close to his A game. This might have been like maybe a C+ Scott Roberts performance, and
probably right.
And yeah, you mentioned how he's more known in Virginia. He's probably considered one of the top players in Virginia, but for some reason, North Carolina, we just don't ever get to see enough of him.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that because he does come and play, quite a few tournaments, so I think he's just a little underrated here in North Carolina. I mean, I'm looking here like the performance rating. It looks like, he's a 703 and he shot a 589 performance on the tournament. And granted, it's just a few games and whatnot, but
still, that's impressive then to play that far below your skill and to still finish 5th. It's pretty impressive. Definitely shout out to Scott though. Always a pleasure to have him around.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, always enjoy him. Let's move on to 7th place, the guy that y'all have probably been waiting for us to talk about since he's right here on the screen. 7th place, Joshua Padron. Josh, I'll just go ahead and let you start off with your tournament and how you did.
Let me see, because I gotta remember some stuff.
You already put it out of your mind, huh?
I honestly I do, which is I put everything on my mind, including my wins.
Hey,
so even when I win, I don't even remember.
I'm the same way.
Same way.
Yeah, it's good for my mental health. I don't dwell too much on it. I'm used to.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I played, only played 2 matches on Saturday, and both of them I lost in 2 sets. Only one of them do I know the score, and it was Hill. The other 3, I cannot tell you if I won a game or if it was Hill, or if it was 3-1. I just remember the last one was Hill because I felt like I could have won, but the other 3 sets, I just push it out of them. Like I really just don't remember. It happens a lot. Yeah.
What's crazy is that I played Dave Baranski, and I went through a stretch where I was like basically on dead stroke. So when you're in dead stroke, I think you remember even less.
Mm-hmm.
And we finished the match, and I'm about to tell you the score, but I didn't remember how many sets we played. So I had to check with him. It's like, hey, was this the 3rd set? And he's like, no, you need 2 sets. I was like, oh. And then I felt like I hope he doesn't think I'm being a dick because I beat him in 2 sets. But I really didn't even remember how many sets we played because I was passed out.
David's a good guy though. David's a good guy.
Talking about him, he could have easily done a lot better and finished right there high in the money as well. And he was playing pretty good on Saturday too.
Yeah, he beat me right before you beat him. So it could have been me and you if I would have pulled out the W on him. And that's why I could have beat him the 2nd set. It went Hill. And I just kind of played a bad safe the last rack. And he, he made a good shot and ran the rack out.
Did he play good against you?
He played okay. I wouldn't say he played great. I mean, I could have won. I missed the 8 ball the very first 2 racks of the first set. So I could have been up 2-0 instead I was down 2-0. And then, like I said, the last set was Hill, and I played a bad safe on the 4 ball. So I had chances. He played good, but not great.
Okay.
Yeah, but looking at your tournament though, Josh. You had a good run. You had 3 straight matches where you won in 2 sets. And then you beat Chuck Miller in half an hour, which is pretty impressive.
I was on dead stroke on that match.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that you won, and I was like, "There's no way it hasn't been long enough."
Yeah, I went through up here, so I'm looking here. wow, I'm looking at the performance ratings. Mike Davis shot an 853, being at 744. That's how strong that was. And I had the second highest rating at 702, being at 685. I could have finished a little bit higher, just, but at the same time, it's just funny how it is, right? Like, very first match against Justin Moen, it was 3-0. I won 3-0, then I lost 0-3, and then I was down 2-1. I should have lost the first match, to be honest with you. I felt like I was dead on the water. He barely got out of position on the 6th ball, and he overhit it and just bricked it, and he left me hooked. And I think that was the shot of the tournament. I'm down 2-1 on the 3rd set, and I had to, because he hooked me, I had to jump the ball. And I was like, well, I was dead on the water, and I'm going to see if I can punish him for this. I remember telling myself, trying to hype myself up. So I put my jump cue together, and I just like really focused on the jump shot. And it was a very difficult jump shot. And I made it. I had to play 4-rail position for shaping the 7 ball. And I just ginned that ball. And I think after I made it and go shape on the 7 ball and run out, and I was 2-2, that changes the dynamic. I felt like you kind of like felt the pressure there being heel, and I was like, hyped up in there. So I could have easily lost my very first match against Justin. So I pulled that through. And then against Brian, the opposite happened. I won the first set, and I have the second to win in 2 sets. I have it on the bag. I basically missed the same ball that Brian missed against Jazz, the A ball.
Oh yeah.
It was basically the same shot, and I did the same thing. I just hung it up on the pocket to win that second set.
And y'all you and Brian literally played every game, hill, every set.
Right. And then that forced a 3rd set. And then on the 3rd set, he goes hill, but it's his break. And he tried to go for a 1-9 carom. And the way he landed, I mean, he left me so bad, I had to try and foul on purpose because it was impossible for me to hit the 1. And so he got ball in hand and he run out. So again, like the format, just any little tiny thing. And I felt like if I would have won against Brian, my confidence would have been high enough that I probably would have had a good showing against Mike. And I do tend to do good against Mike on those like little short races, and like because we play so often around here. So like I think if I would have played Mike, because that was the next match, my confidence would have been high. I'm not saying that I would have won, but I would have kind of liked my chances,
It would have been a good match to watch too.
Yeah, I was hoping I played him. That would have been nice. I enjoy playing Mike,
Well, in the pool series, one way to guarantee to play Mike is if you make the finals. Guaranteed to play Mike in the finals.
Right. So you got to be good enough to get there.
So you
Yeah.
Or the hot seat.
Yeah, or the hot seat.
Right. So after I lost to Brian, I kind of like noticed something about, I think it was just like because I wasn't feeling 100%, and then something just clicked. And then that's when that, dead stroke run hit me. I play against David, I started getting on dead stroke, and then it was Dave Baranski 2-0, and then I played Billy Hines, and I was even, I just couldn't miss a ball even if I tried. Another 2-0, and then the same against Chuck Miller. By the time I played Chuck Miller, I think I was talking to Tyler, about this. I was like, sometimes you get in such a dead stroke that it's like, if you try to miss the ball, it's going to go into the pocket.
Yeah.
When you don't feel good, you might try to aim the shot like as best as you could possibly can, and then you're not sure if it's going to go. But the opposite also happens,
Oh,
so that felt good. And then against Scott, it was just weird. I felt I started kind of like on the dead stroke on the very first rack with a break and run. And then I barely got a little bit of line on the 9 ball and just hung it up. And then he played a 1-9 combo. And then he played a 1-9 carom. And then on the beginning of the second set, I had a chance at the 9 ball and I missed it. And then he broke and ran the last rack. I don't remember what happened on the second rack of the second set, but then he breaks and run. So that ended my campaign for the tournament.
Well, overall, good performance. Are you 100% on cash? No, you missed the cash one time.
Yeah, one time. That was the one last time here at Brass Taps.
Yeah.
I lost to Wama Hill on the third set, and
Yep.
that sent me to the loser side, and then I lost to Jason Rogers.
Yeah. By the way, Jason Rogers is 3-0 against you in the pool series. Just throwing that out there, I think. Yeah.
Shots.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
Not true. You beat him the first time.
No, like he beat on the same tournament.
Yeah.
He beat me the first match, and then
you came back and beat him. That's right.
And then I came back and beat him. Yeah.
Okay.
Come on, man, give me some credit here.
I'm sorry. I forgot that you came back and beat him. Jason's a great player, though. Shout out to Jason.
Yeah.
You missed him this week.
We battled so many times, because he plays here all the time.
Yeah. No, Josh, good tournament though, man. I mean, congrats on cash. I know it's not as high as you wanted, but with this field and with this format, cashing I think is an accomplishment in of itself. I feel like.
What do I have from the pool series? I think I've cashed every single time but one, right?
Yeah, I think you're like. If you include the Smoke and Q anniversary tournament last year, I think you're like 5 out of 6.
Yeah. And I think I have like 2 4th places, or like a 3rd and a 4th, or something like that. You
have a 3rd. No, you have 2 4ths, 2 4ths, 2 7ths now. I think you got 7th place another time.
Yeah.
And then in that Smoke and Q anniversary,
9 to 12.
Yeah, 9 to 12. Yeah.
Oh no, but I don't mean 7/8 too on that one.
Were you 7/8? Okay. Yeah.
What are the two? One of the two.
Yeah, I don't know 100%.
Well, yeah. So I'm trying to get a trophy, man.
Yeah, I think are you nice. Top 10 in the? Are you top 10 in the points? I don't remember where you were at. No, you're 12th. You're 12th in the points right now.
So how many you get for cashing? I don't even know how the points.
You get 50. You got 50 for 7th.
Okay, and then for winning, would you get like 200?
200.
Okay, 200, 100, and it just tears down that way.
200, 100, 80, and then 10 below for each one. Yeah.
Man, so for somebody to catch Mike or even get close, you gotta win like 4 of those.
Yeah, they're gonna have to win a couple, and they're gonna have to play like in every one, because I mean he signed up for our next 2 events, so I mean he's probably guaranteed another. I would say at least another 150 points probably this month.
Yeah, but the battle for second place, it's very well on.
Yeah, that's where it's at. I think a lot of people.
That's really where it's at. Yeah. And honestly, that's what motivated me. I'm gonna try and make it for the one at Smoking Q, because when I saw the points, I'm like, oh, the battle is kind of on for second place.
Yeah, anybody can get that right now. Chris, you got any thoughts on Josh's tournament?
Just that you have a better memory than you say you have.
No, I have a really good memory when I'm looking at the match history. Yeah,
right here. No, I'm just kidding. No, you're a great player. I expect you to fully get a trophy this year. I totally see that happening in the future, and whether it be second or first as a chase. I mean, I think that you're in the running for that. So, showing up. I mean, I'm just proof that showing up is key, right? So no.
Do you make the top 32 last year, Chris?
I did, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I did. I sadly wasn't able to join. I wasn't able to play in the championship tournament because I was at the beach. But this year, I'm hoping to be there.
You can sign up to the beach, man.
I'll tell you.
It'll be a better tournament this year. 64 players, 2,500 added. So
let's go.
It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm hoping to get in there. Right now, I'm right outside the points, so I'm hoping to get there. Let's talk about our other 7th place finisher, Brian Plummer. First time in the pool series, first time cashing. I was really happy that Brian played. He's talked about playing for a very long time. Super nice guy. I remember the first time I met him was a couple of years ago in the U.S. Amateur at Smoking Q, and I beat him. I don't remember what the score was or anything, but I do know I beat him, and I was just, ever since then, he's been really friendly, really nice. And I had a great time with him. He hung out with us by the commentary booth for a lot of the Saturday night after he got eliminated. And it was good to see him play well. I thought he played really well. If he doesn't hang that 8-ball against Jazz, I feel like, maybe who knows where he finishes. But 7th place for Brian, I was super happy. Josh, obviously, you're friends with Brian because you're in a group chat with him. Yeah. So, I mean, what's your thoughts on Brian's first attempt at a pool series event?
Dude, I'm like really happy for him. I'm usually really happy for him overall. He did really good at the Expo too. Every time I have a chance to just like see him play and talk to him, it's super nice. I think he's improved. He's been playing a lot of straight pool. He's trying to get his
nice.
to break the 100 mark on straight pool. And I think he got like a 97 or 98 recently.
That's
like
impressive.
he was like 2 balls away from breaking 100. And I can tell he's getting better, and he's actually trying to just put a little more effort. And I mean, his Fargo shows a 637, but I think currently he's playing probably like 650 speed or maybe slightly better,
Yeah, I was kind of
I don't know if he's at.
I was surprised to see his Fargo so low. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, his performance rating for the tournament was the third highest at 669. I mean, he was 2 decimals from 670, so he played pretty good. And if he would have beat Jazz, or if he doesn't hang up that A ball, who knows? He could have a performance rating of 700 for the tournament.
We're going to give him a complex. Keep talking about that 8 ball.
Yeah. Man, it was. Well, I think everybody was just shocked that it held up because I don't think he hit it bad. I really don't think.
No,
it was just. I think the conditions with all the rain and humidity and stuff helped the ball hold up, because I feel like at any other point that ball goes in and he's straight in on the 9 ball.
I do feel like that was where most people missed the shots, was in the nice, delicate shots where you're trying to feather a ball in and it grabs just a little too much and holds that ball in. So I noticed a lot of shots like that are just easy run of the mill on a little bit of a drier condition. You're making it all day. But
yeah. I mean, that ball that I missed was just basically the same ball. Like, I hung it up the same way against Brian. When I missed it, he told me, he's like, I know you barely hit the rail before the pocket, but he's like, on any other day, that ball would have gone in.
Yep,
and I think the same happened with his A ball. I think, he didn't hit it perfect, but any other day, that ball probably would have gone in. It rained a lot too. I mean, that's something we talked about.
A lot.
I mean, it rained a lot.
Yeah.
And that created some serious humidity on the pool room.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on here to some people that didn't cash. And that would be me and Chris. Chris, you finished 13th place. You won.
I destroyed my first match.
You technically won 2 matches.
Technically.
Give us your thoughts on your tournament, man. Walk us through it a little bit.
All right. So just totally destroyed Sean Brodowski. No, I'm just kidding. He forfeited. So I got lucky there, and that actually gave me some time to eat my food, which is great. I appreciate it. Great food, by the way. Again.
Who's Sean? Where's Sean from?
He's the Supreme Q's. He's one of our sponsors, Supreme Q's.
Oh, okay.
He's from somewhere in South Carolina. I'm sorry, I don't know exactly where. No, I don't know. Yeah, Anderson, South Carolina, maybe, like close to Clemson, maybe. Far drive though to Raleigh for sure.
Yeah.
So, or to Cary. So I don't know, but yeah, Supreme Q's makes a great jump cue.
Yeah.
I have one. Chris tried it earlier tonight.
Yeah,
it's
jumped right off the table.
Yeah, jumped right off the table. It's a good jump cue though. Definitely worth trying. He's supposed to have a break cue for me next time I see him. So I'll let y'all know how that is as well. But yeah, Chris, continue on, man. With your tournament.
He's a hell of a guy. And,
super nice guy.
So my next match, my first true match was against Dustin. Started off really slow against Dustin. I did take the first set to the hill. I feel like I dogged a 9, I think, and that gave him that set. The second set played very well. I think for me, I got one game on him, and then I played it safe, and I know he tried to jump the ball, but ended up missing it, hitting the 3 ball on the way in, and I was able to play a 2-9 combination and then broken ran the third game of the second set to take us into the third set. And then my first game of the third set, this is the only one I'm going to know this much about, is the first game of the third set, I was able to 3-foul him. And so nice. I got up one game on the third set with him. And then the same old story happens. And I think I fell apart a little bit. So he was able to come back and win that third set. So it was a really close match. We went hill, I think, on the third set as well. So it was every set was nice. Down to the wire. So I felt okay with how I played, just given my condition right now. But so that was a good time. I think he said He said, I'm always going to remember that match. I said, well, in a good way or a bad way? He said, a little bit of both. That's what he told me. So I don't know. I don't know how I'm supposed to take that, but whatever. And then my next match was against Scott Roberts. And I feel like I decisively won the first set on him.
Was it Barry McDonald?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, Barry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I skipped Barry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That was okay. Barry McDonald. So
You pull a 2-0 win, man. Come on. You
2-0 win, yeah. And Barry was just not playing well. Like, I've played Barry in several other tournaments and conditions. Just missing balls he would normally not miss. Getting really frustrated, as we all do if we're playing that way. So I felt really bad for him. Just kind of, he just couldn't get anything going. Yeah, that was. I think he won one game out of the whole 2 sets that we played. And so I don't feel like I played great against him either. I was missing balls. I think that's when it was really raining. And like we did that same thing where we're just trying to like baby cut balls and we're just grabbing a little bit too much and rattling them. And, we just, he was having trouble getting shape a lot. Yeah, I won't brag too much about that one. I just felt like he just had a bad time. And so won that one and then went on right to Scott Roberts. And that was my first time playing him. To be honest, in the beginning, he wasn't playing very well. He was complaining about his shoulder as well. I'm also having problems, but we were fighting it out. I think we went hill on the first, or no, I don't know if we went hill on the first set. I feel like I won that one pretty decisively. The second set, I think we went to the hill, and then the third set, he just turned a gear and he just did what Scott Roberts does. And I feel like the last 2 games he played about as perfect of pool as I've been able to see. And so he really showed me what Scott Roberts was about. Because in the beginning, I was like, okay, maybe I'm just getting lucky or whatever, but he showed me why. He's a 704 Fargo at the end there. So kudos to him for knocking that out and give me an early ride home. So anyways,
do you had a chance? Do you feel like you had a chance on, because you said second set, you won the first set and
second set I dogged. Second set on the hill, I dogged the 4. Straight into the side, same kind of condition. I was maybe anticipating a little bit more grab, and I think I missed like a cut into the side where I overcut it, and just left him a pattern run out. It was just and so that basically gave him the second set. We were hill already there, and so I really had an opportunity to win my match with Scott, but I just. I took my eye off the prize. I started shooting a little quicker than I normally do, and probably should have took a little bit more time on that 4 ball. So I'll remember that 4 ball. I don't have a very good memory on a lot of things, but I remember missing that 4 ball. I was like, man, that was the nuts right there. So anyways, I had a great time.
Yeah, it sounds like overall your tournament wasn't too bad.
Bad.
Just not the outcome that you wanted, but
yeah.
Also your first time going there. So
yeah.
Hopefully you had fun. That's really what matters. Josh, you got anything to add on about Chris's tournament?
Man, I think the very first time I met Chris, well, he said that we probably met each other in Charlotte, but the first time we actually talked was the Brass Taps, and I think we practiced together. And I'm going to talk about memory. I'm remembering all this now.
We played on that tie pocket in the corner.
We were practicing on the tie table, and then right after we were practicing, the bracket comes out. We have to play each other in the first round.
And how often is that? A lot.
Right? So I remember this because that was the first that Monday was the first podcast that I did here with the pool series. And I remember telling Justin, I was like, man, I played Chris Clark. It was the first time playing him. And he's like a 561. I honestly think he plays like 600, if not a little bit better, 600 speed. I think he plays pretty good. You played really well against me on that match too.
I appreciate it.
So ever since then, I've been saying that I think you do play a little bit better than and looking at the performance rating here for the tournament this weekend, you shot at almost a 598. So,
well,
yeah, things are going to turn around, man. Things are going to turn around.
I know. I'm feeling it. Once I get these physical conditions under well, I think I'll be all right. But I enjoyed it. I'm learning a lot. I've learned more in the last 2 years than I have, in my entirety of playing. So I'm excited to see what's in the future. And I appreciate the kind comment.
Yeah, hopefully the pool series had something to do
Oh,
with
100%.
that.
Oh, I know it did.
I'm kidding, but no, I really do think that you should be at least a 600 Fargo for sure.
That's my goal for the
Yeah, I've been saying that for a while. Let's move on. Let's just touch on my tournament really quick. It was pretty brief, pretty quick.
Yes.
Didn't even have 2 hours of table time, so there's that. I played Diego Guerrero, first time playing him. And kid plays good. I mean, I'm a kid. I don't know how old he is, but he does play good. I mean, a 660 Fargo seems pretty correct. I feel like he didn't really make too many mistakes in our match. And I played David Baranski, first time playing him as well. So I didn't get to play 2 guys for the first time, but there's also 2 guys that I kind of knew. So, wasn't anybody like brand new. Yeah, my match with David definitely should have gone to a third set. I feel like we played pretty close to even. I feel like neither one of us had our A game during that match, but I do feel like we're pretty even. And then, like I said, my match with Diego was just kind of quick and easy for him. They both beat me in 2 sets. It just wasn't Justin's day, but it happens. I got to be there all day, front and center, for some great matches on the stream, which all you people can go on our YouTube channel and watch. Josh, you want to mention anything about my 2 matches?
Well, I just want to ask you, since you're running the pool series, and then how many events have you played, at least for the season?
That's the second one this year.
Okay. So compared to other events, let's say when you go to the expo or something like that, like how much do you think is affecting you running the tournament and playing at the same time, like performance wise, or are you able to turn it on and off, or are you freaking out about what's going on with the scores and people showing up and whatnot?
I would say I'm probably 35% focused on the match when I'm playing in the pool series. I would say it's probably 65% focused on running the tournament or making sure the stream is good or something to do with some other part of what's going on instead of focusing on me playing, which is one reason why I haven't really trying to force myself into playing in a lot of them. So, yeah, I mean, it's just, I'm not making that as an excuse. Both guys beat me. I mean, there's no excuse.
No, but it makes sense that it affects you. I think there are very few guys that I've seen that run tournaments that can play in them and do well. I mean, the one that's been super successful, Oscar Dominguez, but he gets a lot of help too.
Yeah.
Are you gonna try and do some tweaking so you can also like enjoy playing and focus while the tournament's running smoothly, or you just kind of want to hit some balls and just focus on running the tournament more?
I think right now just focus on running the tournament, trying to build it up into just something awesome and something big. And then maybe once it gets to a certain point, maybe focus on playing. But right now, I'm happy doing what I'm doing. I had fun playing, and I have a lot of fun running it. So that's really what matters. And I think hopefully everybody enjoys playing them and watching them. So as long as
you're definitely building a successful brand with this, and you have a lot of you're paying a lot of attention to the details, man. And like me being kind of OCD, like I really appreciate the little things that you're doing. Like I really congratulate you. You and I have had a lot of conversations about this, and I think like you have a bright future with the pool series, man. Like as the next season and the following season come along too.
Thank you.
The fact that every single event is to be guaranteed $1,000 added.
Yes.
And the fact that you've had a full field every single time, it shows what people are thinking. And it's pretty hard to guarantee pool players to commit, Yeah. And then 2,500 added season finale, and then you're doing points payouts. And then you have a free stream, free commentating for everyone to enjoy, trophy, point standings. I mean, what can I say? Pictures. We got Chris right here doing an excellent job with the pictures. I mean, for a regional tour, it's amazing.
Yeah, we're definitely trying. I mean, that's my goal. I mean, my goal isn't to win one of these tournaments. If it was, I would get somebody else to run it because I do feel like, there is somewhat of a chance I could really compete, if I wasn't running it, if I was just to show up and play. I do feel like even with that field, I feel like I should have been in the top 8 for sure. But at the same time, you know what? I had fun doing what I was doing. So that's really all that matters. Chris, you got anything to add about my tournament?
I mean, I totally understand the loss, the importance of focus in tournaments like this. I mean, to be spread out in that element, with a lot of things going on, especially being in a new place, probably also weighs in on you as well. So you had like these compounding factors that just kind of contribute to, to that. So I totally would expect that if you were going in there without any other kind of obligations, that you would be definitely top 10.
Yeah, that's
100%.
That's the first time we've gone somewhere for the out of all of the times we've gone somewhere on the first trip, I've never played. So this was the first time that I played somewhere on the first trip, just because I normally want to make sure that things are ran smooth. Like I try to pay extra attention the first time somewhere to make sure that it's perfect. And then maybe after that I try to play, but this was the first time. So I was a little more focused on making sure that things were perfect. Is there anybody else that we haven't talked about that was in this tournament that is worth mentioning? Josh, is there somebody maybe that didn't cash, that you're like, hey, it's kind of surprising, or maybe we expected them to cash or something like that?
Again, I tried to buy him in the Calcutta and, Justin Moe, and this is the second time that I'm really surprised. I think he's gone 2-0 twice on your event, the one at Brass Taps, because I remember I tried to buy him there. And then this time, his dad beat me in the Calcutta for him. And actually, I got lucky because he saved me money because I drew him in the first round, So that was a lose-lose proposition for me.
He was
I like the kid.
He was actually the fourth highest Calcutta person.
Was it really? Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. I like the kid. I think he's got a solid tempo. I think he's got, a good mindset.
Mm-hmm.
He hangs out with, Jazz and the group of kids that they're really trying to, improve.
Yep.
If he keeps, working hard, I tell him all the time. I think, he wouldn't be surprised if he gets to, 700, within the next year or something like that.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Right. So that was very surprising that he went 2-0. Let me think. Rico had a good showing.
Yeah.
I mean, he just bubbled, right?
Yeah, he just bubbled. Yeah, he missed
he was 2 shots away.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 shots away from cashing. How many times he's cashed, or would have been his first time?
That would have been his first time this year, but he cashed like 4. I think he cashed like 5 times last year.
Okay. And then the next person would be Dave Baranski. I think he had a solid chance. And when I saw him play Tyler, he wasn't playing bad. So I think, he could have easily made the money as well. And I like David, and he's pretty smart and he knows a lot about the game. I know he doesn't play as much as he used to, but
yeah.
And it looks like Diego, but I've only seen him play a couple times. So he's more from your area. What's your
No, Diego is from your area, buddy. He lives in Cary.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, he that's only the third time I've seen him, and the other 2 times were at Brass Tap and he cashed. So
I've seen him here, but I thought he was coming out of town.
No. He might not live in Cary, but he lives somewhere. He lives close enough by where one time we were at Brass Tap and I texted him and said, hey, this was right before 12, right before I'm starting the Calcutta. And I texted him, I was like, hey, are you still coming? And he was like, just leaving the house, be there in 5 minutes. And he was there in 5 minutes.
Wow. Okay.
So, yeah.
I learned something new every day.
Yeah. Chris, is there anybody that we haven't touched on that you feel like deserves to be talked about?
I think both of the ones you just covered were probably good call outs. I mean, Ricky, good job there to get in. What is it?
9th through 12th.
Yeah. Yeah, grinded it out. Hate to hear you miss that 8 ball.
Yeah.
But next time. So just like my 4 ball. So, but no, I think those are 2 strong call outs that I would. Like I said, I didn't really know a lot of the field. So to be fair,
it was definitely a super fun tournament. I think we all enjoyed it. Break time, a great spot. Definitely cannot wait to go back. Definitely cannot wait to go back to break time. Hopefully we get them on the calendar again. Let's talk about our next tournament coming up, June 14th. We're at Fast Action in Statesville, 8-ball tournament. I don't think either one of you guys are going to be there. I'll be there. Might even try to play because I personally love 8-ball. Race to 2 out of 3 sets. It's going to be a lot of fun. Josh, what do you think about our 8-ball tournament? Yeah. What?
Is that on 9-foot tables?
It is 9-foot tables, yes.
Yeah. Do you had an 8-ball on 7-footers?
We had a 9-ball tournament on 7-footers. That was our last event at Sticks and Stones.
Yeah. I wish I could play. Maybe for the next season you'll bring an 8-ball over here or something like that. I used to love. I started playing when I was like going through league 8-ball. And believe it or not, 8-ball used to be my best game, but right now probably it's not because I never play 8-ball anymore. But I kind of do miss playing it. So I think I'm gonna try and make. I'm looking at the calendar here.
Yeah, we have a couple. We have a couple 8-ball tournaments left.
Yeah, so maybe I won't be able to do next week because I'm gonna try to go to Charlotte for the week after that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that will be exciting to play an 8-ball tournament. Yeah,
it's a lot of fun. I personally love 8-ball, and next year we're definitely gonna do an 8-ball, at least one 8-ball tournament up that way. This will be our second 8-ball tournament of the year. Mike Davis beat Joey Tate in the finals of our first 8-ball event, so that was a classic. Guys, I think that's about all the talking that we can do about the pool series. I do want to touch. So normally I try to keep the TPS reports to just the pool series events, but I feel like there is something big coming up in the pool world that maybe we can try to talk about for a second. Shane versus Fedor.
Yes.
The top 2 American pool players battling out to see who the top American is. I just kind of want to see what our predictions are, see what happens. Let's see who gets the closest. It's a race to 120. Is that right? 120? Is that what they're playing to?
Yes, 120. Same game as last time.
Okay, so what was the score last time, Josh? Do you remember?
I think it was 120, 117, if I'm not wrong. Okay. Either 117 or 116. It was very close.
All right, so let's.
I know that they both made. By the time they finished the U.S. Open.
Yeah.
Because they play each other in the finals of the U.S. Open, right?
Yep.
They're tight in racks. It's like
wow.
It's like 140 to 140 right now, or something crazy. Like that.
Well, let's go around the horn here and predict who will win and predict what the score will be. We'll start with you, Josh. Who do you think wins and what's the score?
I think this time around Federer's going to win. And I predict he's going to win by 12.
Wow, okay. He's going to win by 12. Okay, yeah. So 120 to 108.
120 to 108. Just the way that, my take on this is that, Federer, for the last year, he's got now a lot more experience playing like those super, long 3-4 day races, going to 40 multiple days. He's been preparing for this for just like 3 weeks. He's been going to sleep late and doing this. And the way he's breaking right now, it's unbelievable. And he's got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. He feels like he's got something to prove. And, and I think Shane's going to feel a little bit more of the pressure this time. But I could easily be wrong because Shane, as of right now, he's still the king of the long race tempo. And I was talking about the break on Federer's side, how well he was breaking. And even though I didn't see Shane, but I think it was when I was doing the live commentator for the finals, Shane posted on his Facebook him practicing on his home table. And if you take a look at those pictures, it doesn't show anything, but it's just a picture of the table with brand new cloth, and it shows the path of the break. I mean, you can tell just on the white marks, the skid marks of the cue ball, how well he's been breaking that too. So I presume that Shane is going to break pretty freaking good like Shane does.
Oh, yeah. Definitely, for sure. Chris, let's go ahead and get your prediction. Who wins? What's the score?
I was going to say an easy toss-up, obviously, between the two. But just to play counter to Josh here, I'm going to go ahead and say Shane. And I'll say Shane wins by 5.
Oh, wow. Okay. So close.
Yeah, I think it's
almost same score.
Yeah. I'll go Shane wins by 5. I think for me, maybe if I had to just, flip a coin and say, what is that one feature that somebody has that the other one doesn't? I think Shane has more heart in a lot of ways. So, when you're playing a long race, it's easy to get frustrated or have a slump where you go down a few. And I think to me, Shane has just continuously shown how he's able to grind out in those situations and not let those things affect him. He could play really bad one game and then the next game come back and snap it on in a minute. And I've seen Federer let that kind of get to him in a sense and let that kind of transition through games where he starts having a bad run or whatnot. So I'm going to go with Shane again. I realize that that's, 50 in, 50 out, but
I mean, Shane, like you're right. Like his will to win is like second to none. He when he's playing bad, he wills it into existence. Especially when he's got long rope, like 3 or 4 days to try and pull the win. He's gonna try and figure it out. So yeah, I mean, it's a toss up. I'm just guessing here, just to say something
for sure.
I'm not betting. I'm not betting on this match, so that tells me that I don't feel.
I wanted to put us on the spot. This makes for great. Great content. So I guess I get to be the deciding factor since y'all split. That really upsets me. I was hoping y'all would both be on one side, but whatever. I'm gonna go Federer wins like 120 to 116. I'm really hoping they get to 119 apiece and decide to like back it and jack it and just start over. I think that'd be
$200,000.
Yeah, just another race to 120. But I think Federer wins 120 to 116, and he proves that he's the best American pool player. He's here in America for one reason only, and that's to be the greatest. And I think it's time that he becomes the greatest. So, yeah, I'm kind of hoping Federer wins, actually. Like, I think it'd be exciting to watch him win, too. Plus, also, if he wins, then maybe we get the third battle. Maybe we get the three-peat.
That's what I wanted to say. That's exactly what I was about to say. Yeah, like, I want him to win so we can see, the decider.
But maybe they don't do the decider. Maybe they do it like Apollo and Rocky. Rocky wins in Rocky 2, and then we never got a third fight. Although technically we did get a third fight, but the credits roll at the end. So, sorry, that's my Rocky reference for today.
Yeah, Federer was on the Windows Open podcast, and they asked him, "It's like, well, is there gonna be if you win? Is there gonna be a decider? Like a third time?" And he's like, "Oh, Shane is gonna have no option but to play because I'm gonna call him out on Facebook. I'm gonna chase him around." So he's already thinking about the third one.
Perfect. Well, that's awesome. That's our predictions. We'll see who's correct. We'll see who's right next week. Maybe
you'll clip it.
Yes, we'll clip it. I'll clip it. Yeah. I'll clip it for sure. Guys, this has been fun. This has been exciting. We had our first event at break time. We just talked about it for a very long time. Hopefully all you people enjoyed watching. Josh, we got any last words before we sign off?
We're set it all, guys.
Chris, you got any last words before we sign off?
I do not.
Perfect. In that case, like, subscribe, follow, comment, do whatever you got to do. We'll check you later.